Okay, so today we're going to take a look at Lesson 9. We're going to solve problems involving mixed units of time this time. So we're going to start off with adding and subtracting, finding some sums and differences. Okay, now again, just like all the other different measurement units, we always want to make sure we're adding and subtracting like units. So for our first one here, we're adding up minutes. So we see 23 plus 37 minutes. Okay, we add that up. We see that we have these combined for 60 minutes. Okay, so our 60 minutes then becomes 1 hour. Okay, now same thing over here. We're adding up our minutes. So we have 49 plus 11, and we see that that equals 60 minutes. Okay, so now we have 1 hour plus another hour, which gets us 2 hours. Okay, so now when we go to subtract, notice how we have hours minus minutes. So we're going to convert our 1 hour into 60 minutes. Okay, now we can go ahead and subtract and do 60 minus 12. Okay, and we can see that we have 48 minutes left over. Okay, now same thing here. We have 4 hours. So we're going to pull off an hour. Okay. And now we can do 60 minus 12. Okay, and then we, just like the problem before it, we have 60 minus 12 to get us our 48 minutes, and we have 3 hours left over. Okay, so we can see our 3 hours, 48 minutes. Okay, moving on to our next one. We're going to add our 22 minutes and our 38 second, or 22 seconds and 38 seconds, I should say. We go to add these up. Again, we see 60 seconds, which we know equals 1 minute. Okay, now again we have to take our 3 minutes and turn it into 2 minutes and 60 seconds. Okay, and now we can do 60 minus 45. And we see that we have 15 seconds left, and then the 2 minutes. Okay. All right, so now let's take a look at some harder problems now where we have mixed units. Okay, so now for number 2, now again we're adding like units. So we have 45 minutes plus 25 minutes. Okay, so off in the margin I can add these up if I can't do it in my head, which with these large numbers we probably shouldn't do it in our head. So we see we have 70 minutes, which is 1 hour and 10 minutes. So that gives us 10 minutes, and then 3 hours plus 1 hour gives us 4 hours. Okay. Same thing with the next one. 45 minutes plus 25 minutes. Well, we just did that over here in the first problem. So we see that that's 70 minutes, or 1 hour, 10 minutes. 6 hours plus 2 hours gets us 8 hours. So now we have 8 hours plus 1 hour is 9 hours, and then 10 more minutes. Okay. All right, moving on to the next one. So again, now we're subtracting. Okay, so we're going to turn our 3 hours and 2 minutes, or 3 hours and 7 minutes into 2 hours. We know that there's 60 minutes in an hour, so we're going to take that 60 plus the 7, and we have 67 minutes. Okay, so we can do 67 minus 42. Okay, we have 25 minutes left and 2 hours. Okay. All right, moving on to our next one here. Now again, we're subtracting and we have mixed units. So we always start with our minutes here. So we see that we don't have enough minutes to subtract. So we're going to take our 5 hours 7 minutes and turn it into 4 hours 67 minutes. And now we can do 67 minus 13. You see that we have 54 minutes left over. Now we can subtract our hours, and we have 4 hours minus 2 hours gets us 2 hours. Okay. Bottom row now we're going to add up our seconds. So 40 plus 27 gets us 67 seconds, or 1 minute, 7 seconds. Okay, so now we have 5 minutes plus 1 minute, 6 minutes, and then we have our 7 more seconds. Okay. Now, again, moving over here, start off with our seconds. We don't have enough to subtract, so we're going to convert our minutes into seconds. So we have 21 minutes. Now we have 60 seconds in a minute, so 60 plus 48 gets us 108 seconds. And now we can subtract 108 minus 58. And we can see that that gets us 50 seconds. And now we can subtract 21 minutes minus 5 minutes, and that gets us our 16 minutes. Okay, so now let's take a look at a few word problems. Okay, starting off up here at number 3. So, at the cup stacking competition, the first place finishing time was 1 minute, 52 seconds. That was 31 seconds faster than the second place finisher. What was the second place time? Now, time, we have to be very, very careful, okay, when we're talking about speed. Remember, if you're doing something faster, that means it takes you less time to do it. If you're going slower, it takes you more time to do something. So we have to remember that when we go to start modeling out our problem. So we have first place and we have second place. So we have our first place finisher in 1 minute, 52 seconds. Okay. Now, remember that the second place winner is taking more time to complete the task, which is why they finished in second. So our second place bar is actually going to be longer than our first place bar because it's, again, taking them longer to stack their cups. Okay, and there's the difference. Okay, which is 31 seconds slower than the first place bar. Okay, so now we need to know what was the second place time. So now we need to know this amount right there. So we're going to take our 1 minute, 52 seconds, and we're going to add 31 seconds to it. Okay. Well, again, we add up our seconds. Okay, and I see that we have 83 seconds. Okay, which is 1 minute and 23 seconds. So then we know that our final answer here then is 2 minutes, because we have, and then 23 seconds. So the second place time was 2 minutes, 23 seconds. Okay. All right, so moving on now to number 4. Jacqueline and Rachel have 5 hours to watch 3 movies that last 1 hour 22 minutes, 2 hours 12 minutes, and 1 hour 57 minutes respectively. So they have 5 hours where they can watch the movies. These are the lengths of the 3 movies that they're able to watch. So our question is, do the girls have enough time to watch all 3 movies? So we set up our tape diagram. Okay. So we have our 3 movies. Okay. Now, the tricky part here is our total is not 5. We don't know what our total is because we need to find out if they have enough time to watch all 3 movies. So we need to find out the total length of those 3 movies and see if that's more than 5 hours or less than 5 hours. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add them up. Okay, so we're going to list them all out. So now if we add up our minutes, Okay, we see that we have 22, 12, and 57. Okay. So we have 91 minutes. And adding up our hours, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 hours, 91 minutes. Okay, so let's convert the minutes into 1 hour and 31 minutes. So now we have a total of 5 hours, 31 minutes. Okay, so that's the total amount of time for all 3 movies. So we go back to our problem. Do they have enough time? Well, they only have 5 hours to watch, but the 3 movies last more than 5 hours. So they do not have enough time. And we have to explain. Okay, because the 3 movies are 5 hours, 31 minutes. So it's about half an hour too long. Okay, so there you go. Okay, now moving on to the second part of that problem. Now Jacqueline and Rachel decide to watch only the 2 longest movies, okay, and then take a 30-minute break in between. How much of their 5 hours will they have left over? Okay, so we got to break this up a little bit differently. So we have our total amount of time now is 5 hours. Now they're going to watch the 2 longest movies. So looking up at our original problem, we see that the longest movie is obviously 2 hours and 12 minutes. Now you can see that they take a 30-minute break in between. All right. The next longest movie is that third one with 1 hour, 57 minutes. And we're trying to find out how much time do they have left over. Okay, so first thing we need to do here is find out how much time they've used up between their break and the 2 movies. So we're going to take our 2 hours, 12 minutes, plus 30 minutes, plus 1 hour, 57 minutes. Okay, let's find out that length. So again, let's add up our minutes. So we have 57, 30, and 12. Okay, so that's 99 minutes. Okay, hours, we have 2 plus 1 is 3, so that's 3 hours. Okay, so our 99 minutes is 1 hour, 39 minutes. So the total time that they've spent is 4 hours, 39 minutes. Okay, but now again, go back to the question. We want to know how much time will they have left over. So now we've got to take the amount of time that they've used and subtract that from the 5 hours to see how much time they have left over. So 5 hours minus the 4 hours, 39 minutes. Okay. So our 5 hours could become 4 hours, 60 minutes. Okay, so now all we have to do is 60 minus 39. Okay, and you see that we have 21 minutes left over. Okay, and 4 minus 4 is 0. So they have 21 minutes left over. Okay, so a lot of steps to that last one, so make sure you read through it carefully.